Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gauchos. It's talking investing show. It's completely out of pocket. Top of money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back with the boys. Another episode coming in hot.
Hey, what's up, Big Gauchos? It's your boy, Big Gaucho Tyler. We are back with another banger video. Let's get it.
Yes, we are. I am Big Gaucho Dave, and we are back. Today is Monday. For you, it's Tuesday, and we have some pretty awesome information to share with you guys today. There's some crazy stuff that happened over the weekend. And before we get started, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate it all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. Tell us this exciting news story that we got coming out. The hottest craze in stock trading. What is it?
Yeah, so GameStop, if you guys remember on Thursday, we talked about it briefly on the sleepers, I believe, that they're probably going to go up a lot because there's been some shorting going on and some people on subreddit Wall Street Bets, classic guys. We love them.
Not
They
sponsored.
they had an army of small people come together and just massively buy GameStop, and that caused the price to jump up from about $18 to maybe like 30-ish, I would say. And then on Friday afternoon, Citron Group had to buy back their shorts, and that caused the stock to jump all the way up to about $73 at the high point, and then it dropped down a little bit because people sold to 60 on Friday. And then today on Monday, a bunch of other short sellers had to buy back all their stocks, and that caused the GameStop stock to just go completely crazy. It went up to $159 at the high point, and then people started selling their stocks to get their profit locked in, and then dropped it down to $76.
Oh my God.
So it was pretty crazy, and some hedge funds just got completely obliterated. They were getting hit by trucks essentially. So, Citron Group that we talked about earlier, they have a funny name for that on Wall Street Bets that I will not name because it's slightly inappropriate. And then we have Melvin Group Capital, also a short seller or a hedge fund that short sold GameStop, and they got hit pretty hard indeed.
Jeez, yeah, I knew it was volatile. I didn't know it was like that. And I pulled it up at lunch today. I was like, oh, I wonder how it's doing, because I watched the open at like $106 today. I was like, there's no way, but I'll just see what these calls are looking like. Some of them were like in the $3,000 that were expiring on Friday, and I was like, you're never gonna make any money on that. Sure enough, it goes up to $160 in the next 2 hours. I was like, man, that's crazy. Their market cap is insane for a bankrupt game chain.
Oh, yeah. Just some backstory to this. Their 52-week low is $2.50, and their 52-week high is, I guess, $159 broken today. GameStop has been basically a bankrupt company. They've been a dying chain, closing a bunch of their stores throughout the country. And like David and Austin said, a lot of the Reddit groups and a lot of people just got together and decided, hey, let's just take this company and take it to the moon. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Is this a buy, sell, hold, or just don't even touch it with like a 20-foot stick?
Dude, I wouldn't touch it with a 100-foot stick. This is just dangerous at that point. It's you have better odds of winning money at a slot machine probably, or the same.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's so crazy how it's all. What is it based off of? It's just nothing, is it?
I mean, there actually is some
Is it potential?
Yeah, there actually is some potential in this. Their GameStop had new people added to their board recently, and they're kind of helping the management to redesign the company in order to make it a survivable business, because the way they were going right now with their past business model of, you buy video games and you trade in your old ones, that doesn't work anymore, just because most video games now are, digitalized, where you just buy it straight from the console.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to change up their retail office to fit that kind of environment. I'm not exactly sure how they want to do it, because I don't really look into it that well, because I'm not going to invest in GameStop, and I never really planned to. But I know they have some plans, so hopefully it goes out. And I think it still has a ways to go up, because there's been some speculation that not all the shorts have actually been bought back yet. And there's also some news that came out today that a couple other hedge funds actually came in and kind of donated money to Melvin Group, if you want to say. So we
They had
have
to bail
Griffin.
them out. They got burned that bad.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. So
they
Griffin
jumped from
Capital.
$18 to $150. They definitely were burned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty insane. They definitely lost all their money, but hey, I mean, you can't underestimate the power of the internet either. Because and to get back to Dave's question, they're mainly going to be focusing on hardware and used games rather than trying to stock all the new games. Because honestly, they're never going to be able to keep up. So, I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think there's any future for GameStop. I think this is just one last hurrah before they go out in a huge fiery blaze. But this has me convinced that anything is possible, and so we've been making some risky purchases lately, but we'll get to that in a minute. That's just foreshadowing.
Yeah, so the two hedge funds that bailed out Melvin Group were Griffin Citadel and Point72 Asset, and they had to invest $2.75 billion into this dying hedge fund because they got hit pretty hard, and I think they kind of deserve it, honestly. I
They
think it's
lost that
awesome.
much money just from GameStop.
Yeah, they lost 30% of their assets.
Holy
Wow.
moly!
Wow. Yeah, I'm with you guys on GameStop not really being a buy, especially right now. I definitely understand why they're changing their business model. I can definitely see them doing more of accessories. I've been in there a couple times. Like they sell like Pokemon cards and like they sell like pop figures and all that are very like collectible items and all that. If they start like getting more of that stuff in and start leaning less on video games, like you said, they're not even making money off of them anymore. They can definitely be a viable company, profitable, questionable. I yeah, I think
0%.
yeah, I think this is like kind of like a last hoorah before they ultimately go back to their bankruptcy. Like, add them to the boneyard, boys.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I am a can't stop, won't stop, gain stop. Let's go. We're going to $200,000. Just kidding.
I love them, but I just can't see them making money or at least being profitable to even stay open. That's the thing.
I think
I
they're gonna
bet
turn
it hits 200 tomorrow.
I think they're gonna turn it around. I think
I hope so. I really do. I love GameStop. They've always been a childhood company, and I always hate to see all my childhood stores close. So hopefully they make
True.
it.
Atomic
Shout out to
Comics.
Macy's.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Atomic Comics, bro. I wish, dude, they'd be thriving in today's age, especially with the Pokemon Thrive and all
That's
these
true.
collector cards and everything. Dude, they'd be making so much money now. They just right company, wrong time, wrong place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can come back, or maybe you can steal the idea and do it yourself. Never know.
True.
Well, I'm going to stay away from GameStop, but I am going to and have been getting into some AMC theaters. Got some pretty good news today. They've managed to successfully avoid imminent bankruptcy. They just announced today that they raised another $917 million to stay afloat and repay some of their worst creditors. Basically, how that happened, they had 167.4 million new shares of common stock since just December. So that was funding a lot of this. And $411 million in commitment to finance some debt through 2023, which should be quite a lot of cash to get them through however long the illness would keep going or the pandemic. And a really promising quote today from their CEO, Adam Aaron, said the company has over $1 billion in cash and, quote, any talk of an imminent bankruptcy for AMC is completely off the table. Seems very definitive. I'm kind of happy because I bought it about $2.78, and there was a period of time where it was down around $2, and I was getting killed. But I'm glad my boy Adam came up with some news today.
Yeah. I know I read an article saying that the revenue they generated through these new stocks and other things is enough to keep them afloat, I think, until the end of 2021 if things don't turn around, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, at least we got some time to ride the wave. So you guys think you'll get in on it now?
Maybe on the ride up for a little bit. I feel like it's more speculation in a sense where everyone's excited that, oh, they're not going for bankruptcy, let's pump them up. But I don't know if they're gonna last because I still think about all like the streaming platforms and how like a lot of movie producers are just going straight to the stream, and like how movie theater culture is kind of dying now since we haven't had it in over 8-9 months. So a lot of negatives coming through with this. I don't know how AMC is going to combat this or make movie theaters relevant again, but we'll
It's
see how it
true.
goes.
I think they're just going to pump it until they get bad news about the vaccine coming out,
Mhm.
because that's a lot of the speculation they're banking on, is that the vaccine will be widespread and give enough herd immunity to open up movie theaters again. So I think if there's any indication that doesn't happen, it could drop like a rock, honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of not into movie theaters either. I think they're probably a dying breed in terms of their market share, because I think at-home streaming is the way of the future. I looked up the movie ticket sales annually from 2020 or from 2020 to 2000, and it's pretty much been steadily declining every single year since. It's been slowly going down, and I mean, of course, 2020 was abysmal in terms of movie tickets sold, because most of the most of the theaters were closed down for much of the year.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think with a lot of people buying a bunch of streaming platforms, they'll probably enjoy that more. And I don't know, I just don't really get like the thrills of going to the movie. Like, it's cool. Like, I like to go to movies by myself personally. I don't like to go with other people just because or like with friends, but like I don't like going on a movie date because it just seems kind of weird. You're just sitting there in the dark together and
Yeah, I'm
Talk,
with
that's
you,
always
Dave.
awkward.
It's
Yeah, that's
I
not
think
it's
it's
fun.
it's an
gonna
awkward date.
I think movie theaters are gonna turn into like a novelty. You know how like they have those
Yeah, I can
drive-in
see
movie
that.
theaters type deal? I
Hmm.
feel like they're gonna kind of make that the next drive-in movie. Actually having like a privatized like single privatized like one person owned movie theater and people just going there just to see what it was like back then when everybody had movies.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
it's
definitely
gonna be
gonna
like
drop.
the two drive-in theaters that are left.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, for certain movies, it's awesome to see in the theater. Like, just the huge screen and the speakers, the sounds is awesome. But for the majority of stuff, I think your computer is fine enough.
All right,
Yeah,
hear me out, boys. Once all the movie theaters close, right? We're gonna buy one and we're gonna hook it up to game systems. So we're gonna have like instead of like movie theaters, you just come in, buy, and play like video games on like the
You can
huge
do that
screens.
for AMC, but you got to rent it out.
yeah.
Well, we'll
Harkins will rent you a theater for $100 now if you live
dude,
in the Southwest.
I'm saying that could work. You
I
might have to buy
could.
a theater.
I could, dude. I mean, AMC's got plenty to go around, so I mean, we'll see. I mean, knock on wood. I hope something good happens because I'd miss the popcorn, but that's really it.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, movie theater popcorn, though it's expensive, it
Top
does
tier though.
smack.
It is worth it every time for some reason. But speaking of dead companies trying to come back to life, we got some other news from a company you may not have heard of in quite a long time. We got Nokia up next on the board. Their stock is up a whopping 17% today. Basically, some news came out saying that they were undervalued by a Swedish firm, or Scandinavian, excuse me, so Norway, I believe. SEB is what it's called. Says that Nokia, I keep wanting to say Nicola, says
Me
Nokia
too.
is undervalued and is a pretty good buy opportunity. Big Gaucho Dave mentioned some of this to us the other day, that their revenue and market cap were about the same price, so lots of room to grow. But Nicola, I did it. Is a leading innovator in 5G technology, and like we talked about, their financials are pretty good. Big news: their Q4 earnings from 2020 are being announced on February 4th, coming up in, I think that's next week actually. So if you're trying to get in on it, it could be a good recovery point for the stock, and that is why Big Gaucho Dave and I have made some purchases of Nokia today. I bought some shares and a $6 call for March 16th. Dave, what did you buy?
Yeah, I bought some shares too, and then I also sold a put just to hedge myself against downfall. But I don't know. I think Nokia is going to probably go up a little bit. Only concern I have with the company in terms of its boom potential is that they have a lot of shares that are being floated right now, like a crazy amount of shares. And I mean, it doesn't mean that the stock's not going to go up because of that. It just means it's not going to boom like GameStop did. It's going to take a while, but I think it has potential to grow.
Hopefully we could get a short squeeze like GameStop, maybe one day.
But
All right,
also
guys.
with Nokia, They don't really do cell phones anymore. They sold their cell phone company a long time ago, and they don't actually produce it. Some other company does. I don't know the name of it, but they just get royalties from their the brand name. So they're 5G technology.
So yeah, that's what I was about
it's
to
pretty
ask.
cool.
They're just straight technology, like innovation and basically faster internet speeds and processing. Basically, that's kind of like their bread and butter now.
Yeah, telecommunications. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
telecommunications.
now that 5G started to come out, they're going to need to do a lot of installations and have a lot of equipment get online in the next few years. So, I mean, if they are at the forefront of technology, like everybody's saying that it could be a good buy.
Oh yeah,
So that's why some people are saying they might even start paying dividends again after this Q4 report.
yeah, that's some good potential right there. Honestly, when you guys told me about Nokia, I was thinking like their
The cell
phone.
phones.
You guys, are
That's
you
what I always
serious?
think of too, honestly. I think that's just what everyone knows them for.
Yeah, I didn't know that they rebranded themselves as like a more of like a tech programming company.
It's
I
true.
like that. That's very good. You know, definitely potential there. I might have to jump on it if I ever acquire some more funds. But yeah, props. Hopefully they go to the moon, GameStop style.
Yeah, the
GameStop
way
style.
like if you think about it, like, you know, China and the USA are kind of in like a Cold War, sort of, not with weapons, but more with technology in order to gain the upper hand on each other. And 5G is going to be the way of the future. And I know the US sanctioned against, what was it, Huawei, whatever the Chinese company is that has the
Yeah.
5G technology.
Yeah.
So the US is going to obviously try to get 5G ahead of China, and they're going to be petitioning a bunch of telecommunication companies, and especially in Europe or in America and Canada, you know, countries that are more friendly to the United States' interest. And Nokia could be one of the companies that gets a huge contract from the US government, and that would be, you know, really great for them financially.
It'd
Oh
be a
yeah.
huge pump. So yeah, I kind of want to hold on to them and see what it does. You know, I feel like the math is right and it's worth taking the risk on right now.
Okay, what about 6Gs? Why don't we just come out with that and then we're really ahead of everybody?
I don't know.
Well, the thing with
Call Nokia, see if we can do some market manipulation.
I
The thing
got
with
you.
5Gs is, I mean, well, it did come out, you know, with this last cell phone cycle, but it's not really readily available just because there's not many towers up. And I've heard with the towers they do have up, the range isn't really that great. It doesn't penetrate walls that well as, you know, 4G does. So there's going to need to be some improvements to make it more widespread. But I mean, if you do have the 5G because you're right underneath the tower, I heard it's pretty amazing, the speeds.
So like
Yeah,
as of right
supposed
now,
to
it's
be.
kind of like a 4.5Gs with
Yeah,
some
it's
room. They just
it's like
it's
rounded
how
up
about
4G
essentially.
was when 4G first came out, when it was only the 3G and
Okay,
yeah,
nobody had
gotcha.
LTE. It's kind of like that,
they need to perfect the technology to get it more of a broadband, you know, range.
which is where Nokia can come in. Hopefully,
Yeah, let's do it. I like it.
I
Thumbs
hope
up.
so.
It's a
Yeah,
buy.
obviously a big gaucho buy from all of us. 2 out of 3 are invested. Let's see if we can get it up to 3 out of 3 by Friday.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how they do tomorrow. If they drop a little bit, I might just pull trade just for the memes.
For the
It's a big
memes.
meme, honestly.
Another big
But
meme is you know, well, it's not really a meme for these people. I would say it's kind of rude, but
this isn't a meme.
today a bunch of advocacy groups or labor advocacy groups sent a letter to Congress urging them to pass laws preventing tech companies from labeling their, I guess, workers as contractors and kind of demanding them to be considered employees for, you know, full-time benefits. If you guys remember in California, this law, or there was a law passed called Prop 22 that kind of reinforced the idea that tech companies like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and others can label their employees as, well, their workers like contractors and not give them full-time benefits like health insurance, pay time leave, stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember that story.
So,
What do
I
we
mean,
think?
I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, if you're invested in this stock, you don't want this to be passed because that's going to have a huge overhead cost on the business, and it's going to probably make the stock, all these stocks drop a lot. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you really want to get your answer, you should ask someone who actually works in this industry, is an actual worker, see what they prefer. Because I mean, I don't really care either way, honestly, because I'm not invested in it, and I don't really use these apps that much, so I don't really care if the cost of using it goes up. So I'm indifferent.
Yeah,
Okay,
I only use it if I absolutely have to, and wouldn't invest in these stocks either because none of them have posted profit. So I mean that's just reason enough to stay away. It's just they're just as bad as all the other tech stock speculation ones.
All right, let me break this down for you guys. So a lot of them are so-called contractors, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason these labor, what's it called, unions or groups want them to be classified as employees to get benefits, right?
Yeah.
But is the job of being an Uber driver sustainable enough to even have like a career out of it? Like, is that the type of job that people would want to have, like something be their full-time job to do 7 days a week for 40 plus hours?
I think
Me
some
personally,
people
no
would.
way. No
That's
way.
what I'm saying. Usually, I think like when Uber was like, this is kind of like off the top of my head, like when Uber was created, this is for like more like younger kids or like people just kind of get like extra cash, not like to have like a full-time career out of just being an Uber driver.
Well, that's how it was when we were in high school. I remember because they didn't like check to see if you were 21, and so like people in high school would just drive for Uber. They just got their license.
Yeah, that's what I was like, kind of like thinking of it as. Like, I don't think anyone wants to have like a full-time Uber driver with benefits and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like, some people might, and good for them if they want that. But I feel like Uber or Lyft and DoorDash and all those companies are kind of targeting more of like a younger audience for like a part-time, do this on your own free time type deal to make some extra cash. I don't really see this as like a
Mhm.
job where you can make a career out of to get benefits and all that.
I just don't think that you I agree, you definitely can't make a career out of it, but also these companies can't afford to pay you because then they're going to have to go out and get benefits for everybody and then stricter working regulations, and they're going to have
Yeah.
to hike the prices on their service to even be able to afford these people's salaries. So if they do that, the whole business model would crumple because it wasn't built on having a bunch of employees. It was just, you know, software as a service essentially, just like all these other big companies. They're really as bad as any of the cloud tech companies. So, you know, if they had to become employees, these companies definitely aren't going to exist.
Oh yeah, 100%. They couldn't afford it. They can't. They're not even profitable as is.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I know the main reason why taxis kind of went underneath in terms of transportation for Uber is because, you know, it's obviously cheaper and it's more convenient. You know, like you can just go on your phone and call the Uber right away instead of having to, you know, memorize the taxi phone number or whatever and then wait for a taxi to come, which is going to be a lot longer than an Uber. Ubers usually get to you within, you know, if you're in a big city, 5 minutes. If you're downtown, if you're a little bit away in the suburbs, maybe 10 minutes. So not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're everywhere. People in your neighborhood are Uber drivers everywhere. So it's definitely a good solution to it, but they need to get everything sorted out first.
Yeah. I mean, I do emphasize because I know a lot of taxi drivers lost their jobs and they went to drive for Uber. And I'm not sure if their wages decreased or not because I don't really know too much about the issue.
I don't either.
I thought like taxi drivers were like backed by the government or something like that.
In some states, yeah, the state government backs taxi drivers, but in others, they do not.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a buy from me, obviously.
Yeah, not for me either. I would stay away until they figure things out.
I would just stay away forever.
Yeah, and I mean, they're cool companies, but they're really not that innovative. They're just essentially smartphone technology that incorporates already existing business models.
Yeah, they're just the
Yep.
first movers.
So
Exactly. Nothing crazy.
I don't really believe in the companies too much.
Well, I'll tell you guys about a company I do believe in. I don't know who put this story up, but we're just getting everything on my
Ooh.
portfolio on this
That was me.
episode.
That was me.
Tell us about it, Tyler, because I love this company too. You guys are just like putting my whole portfolio on this episode.
All right, guys, we got good old GE. So currently they are cashing out 38 million shares of Baker Hughes, which is what's it called, a large oil field service company. So they're the ones that provide inspections, equipment, and servicing of generally like oil rigs or any type of oil company. So yeah, they cashed out 38 million shares, which is around $735 million worth of this company. Reason for it is because in their fourth quarters, they were down 13% from compared to last year. Definitely a major dip on their part. And GE already owns at the time 30-40%. So now they own 30% of the company, which equals $6.9 billion. So they're just cashing out some of their profits already. Yeah, that's kind of all I got for it.
Dang.
I mean, they definitely need the cash. I know they're having some liquidity issues when I bought them, so it's good to see that they're at least getting that kind of a solution sorted out to it. I'm happy. It's one of those things that I expected to hold for a while, and I think I've had it since like June. So I mean, not even a year, but hopefully that cash will last them a while. I didn't know they were involved with oil fields. Honestly, I thought it was mostly aviation and electrical engineering.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And then I found this story, and Baker Hughes is actually the number one largest oil field service company. So
Huh.
turns
Wow.
out they're really invested because they're as of now, after selling their $38 million shares, they still own 30% of the company, which is about 311 million shares.
That's wild.
Ooh, that's a good asset.
So yeah, they're definitely, obviously I can see why, because the oil like sector has been really affected last year because of the virus and all that. Oil prices went down. There was a lot of what's it called, excess oil. Remember when oil went to negative?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so
And we
I
bought
could
it
see,
all for Tyler's backyard. We had the tankers stopping off, and then people started going on strike because we were polluting the earth. It was crazy.
exactly, good times.
Wild,
But
it was a
yeah,
wild day.
yeah, oil company wasn't profitable, so obviously Baker Hughes just kind of had a bad year. They no one wanted to use them because there's so much oil around. So that's why G was like, you know what? We already put a lot of money into you. We made some. I think they made like 48% returns from
Wow.
their investment. So they
Damn.
might cash out a little bit of it, and now they're just kind of reaping their benefits now. But they still own 30%. So don't get me wrong, they're still really invested in them.
How crazy would that be if GE bought the Keystone XL? Not that they have the permits to do it anyway, but like, what if they figured out some way to
Oh,
buy it and operate it like legally?
the one that Joe Biden like canceled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it would be cool
That'd
if
be
they
the
like found a
one.
way to do that. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, the Keystone Pipeline is going to start in Tyler's backyard now. He annexed himself from the United States.
yeah. But I mean, shout out Pipelines All American because they weren't affected by it, and then they're going to the moon. So now it's just more oil to get pumped through their pipelines.
Guess so. We
That is
never
true.
know. But hopefully some more cash gets pumped into our wallets with these winners, losers, and some sleepers.
Ooh, let's hit that soundtrack.
Good call, Dave. Good call. Boom. Number one. You already know we got AMC Theaters up there. They actually did big numbers. We're not just being biased. 25.93% on the day. Jeez.
But not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to see that. I got a notification this morning when I woke up at like 6:30, and it said, I don't know what that would be on the East Coast, like 8:30 or no.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
8:30
Yeah,
right now.
8:30. Um, and it said AMC was up like 30% today. I was like, no way. That woke me up faster than coffee. I couldn't believe it. So that's why
Yeah, I
AMC
know.
is up there.
When you get those notifications saying your stock is up at an all-time high, it wakes you up like an instantaneous. It's the best
Oh, I
feeling in the
know.
world.
You just
Oh,
know
yeah.
it's going to be a great morning.
Big Gauchos, big gains. That's what we do.
Big Gauchos got big gains. And we also got Nokia up there making some huge gains. I know we talked about they were up about 17% today, but they ended up closing out at about 15.48%. So pretty healthy gains for one day, I'd say.
Yeah, especially when the Dow dropped a little bit today.
It's
Yeah,
like 30 points, my guy. Come on.
that's still a
Hey,
drop.
a drop
I
is a
mean,
drop.
yeah, the Dow is just flat every single day. It sucks,
Yeah,
but
I need to go to 33,000 or back to 25,000, one or the other.
if it goes to 33 again, I'm selling everything.
Dude, I might too.
Just
And
dump the whole portfolio except
then
AMC
granted,
and Nokia.
like a couple months ago, I told everybody that I was basically cashed out. I want to officially let everybody know that I am officially back in at 100%. So
It only took a couple episodes.
yeah,
It
no,
took
it's
about 3
dude.
days.
No, bro, it took me. It's dude. I made that announcement like 3 months ago that I was out because like that was when the
Huh.
presidential election was about to like
Oh
officially
yeah,
conclude and all that. I was like, something's
I
gonna happen. We
remember
were
that.
expecting the crash, and I was like, I'm out. It's like I'm gonna hold until something crazy happens. And then we predicted wrong, unfortunately, and everything went through
Sadly,
the roof.
I know.
So I saw my opening. I'm back in 100%. So we'll see where it takes us.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Hey, I mean, you
I'll
can't
say.
predict all the good ones. It's just, on Big Gauchos, we predict majority of the good ones, some of the bad ones, but majority of the good ones we predict.
Yeah, we do. We do got some losers to share with you. See if any of us pick these up because Tyler's 100% in on only Dogecoin, so he doesn't have much diversity in his portfolio anymore.
That is not true at all.
But number one on the losers, we got Sunrun, a favorite loser on the show. That sounds so bad. That sounds mean, but whatever. You get what I mean. Down 9.01% on the day. Jeez, they don't even like solar when Joe Biden becomes president, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they've been going up and down, up and down. It seems like for the past maybe 2 months, I would say. Ever
Yeah.
since Joe Biden was officially elected, or not really officially elected, but officially like declared that he won back in November. So I'm guessing that maybe what happened was when he won, the stock price jumped up a lot, and then people kind of realized that it was a little bit too early to get that jump, and it's coming back down a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sorry, just
Everybody
my hair.
everybody buys the speculation, and then once it finally happens, that's when they sell out. For example, Pfizer, when they finally got the vaccine, the stock just kind of went downhill from there.
That's true though.
No,
Yeah.
it's just how stocks are currently in the market. Everyone loves to buy the speculation until it either happens or it takes so long for it to happen that people just kind of forget about it and it just kind of dips down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just a lot of people trying to make short-term money on a recovery stock that they think Joe Biden's going to boost by his administration, and then when it
Oh yeah.
doesn't happen, like Tyler said, they just get really impatient and dump it, and then that's what leads to these dips and like highs and high
Oh
dip.
yeah, like another one example. Lordstown Motors, they just announced that they had 100,000 pre-orders. Their stock was at $22 and it jumped up within the next 2 days to $28. And then from there it was a steady decline from that. And then obviously we just came out with another report that a lot of the EV stocks are on fire and that they have a lot of potential and all that. Now in after hours it went up like $1.50. So who knows, maybe another $3-4 gain within the next couple of days and then another repeat of the cycle.
Yeah, those
So
day
crazy.
traders probably loving those EV stocks. They just bounce up and down like pinball machines.
I know, that's pretty wild. I don't know how they keep track of that. I'd get sick. I'd just be stressed out all day if my income was dependent on all these wild swing trades. I wouldn't be able to eat or sleep. I'd be so upset.
Hey, I mean, like at that point, it's not even the stock market anymore. It's just a casino.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, day trading is just for gamblers that don't want to be in the casino because it looks bad. But
What's number two?
yeah, I was gonna say this one's looking kind of good actually. We got Amiris Incorporated down 8.66%. That is a health and beauty biotech product company. Don't know too much about them, but they're taking a pretty hard hit.
Yeah, definitely. Almost 9% down in the day. It's pretty significant. Yeah, I don't know. Beauty kind of sucks, I guess. I don't know. Makeup is powder.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's an oversaturated industry. That's probably why.
If it's not Kylie Jenner's brand, Fenty, Rihanna's brand, or uh, there's one more. I can't remember it. I don't want it.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong set of people here.
The wrong Gauchos, but you are asking the right Gauchos about our favorite sleeper picks for the day. Sleep, 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 sleep.
Sleep.
Boom! You already know number one. We got Nokia. I think everyone kind of saw that coming. Pretty good value stock. You know, you don't have to believe in 5G, but you could probably believe the numbers. So I think it's a solid investment.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, like, knock on wood, find some wood to knock on. Also, number two, fan favorite of the show, everyone's favorite recovery stock that just had some bad news come out today. So you could get a good buy on the dip. We got Carnival Cruise Lines under CCL, not to be confused with the other one that they have for preferred shares.
Oh yeah. Number two, Carnival. This is a personal favorite because I'm looking to invest in them very soon. I love how the news came out that they are postponing a lot of their cruises till the end of November-ish. End of
Yeah,
the
it's either
year.
November or September. I can't remember.
Yeah, they did
Yep.
a couple of foreign cruises and then another one, the San Diego cruise, right, Dave?
Yeah, they got rid of that and moved it up to Long Beach, but that might get canceled too, just because it's all in California.
That's scary.
Exactly. So stock is down about $1 today. They went from like $20.20 to like 19. I think they're like around 19.50 now. So I'm looking to buy them at around $18, hopefully below that. I think everyone's gonna see like, hey, they're not gonna have any cruises, no, they're not gonna make any money. They're just gonna get more debt, lose more money. Stock is gonna go down. Make the perfect time to make a big gaucho buy and pray that within the next year or two the vaccines go through, everyone gets vaccinated and they start opening everything up and then eventually start making revenue if they don't file for bankruptcy and have to sell other ships for any type of revenue to pay back their creditors. But I think I'm willing to take that risk personally.
I'm not laughing at you. It's just like the reality of the situation is only one extreme or the other.
Oh no,
It's like
100%.
it's like, oh, they do great and like come back, and then it's like, or they just have to like sell their ships to like a shipwrecking yard in Bangladesh to pay off the loan sharks.
It's true. Like they're not moving anything. They're not making any money. They're just sitting there on the docks, and like their their repairs and maintenance on the ship doesn't go away.
Yeah,
the
that's
money
true.
the docking fees don't go away. I'm assuming they have interest on all their loans and money they've taken out to build these ships. They don't go away.
Extreme amounts of insurance plus payroll and benefits for all the employees.
Oh yeah, they're in some deep water. Until they start sailing away, they're bye-bye. Honestly, I give it to by the end of this year. If they don't actually get it back together, they're gone.
Dude, I'll give them 2 more weeks. Yeah, I don't think they can make it much longer. But I do have to give a shout out to Carnival because that was one of the best stock buys I ever made from March.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to
that's
Carnival
true.
for that. Yeah, I got it for like $8.30.
dang,
Can't stop talking about it.
My ideal buy price now is 15, but anything under 18, I'll also buy.
It's a big move too.
Mm-hmm.
But we got another stock that's a big move. Speaking of some recovery, we got Penn National Gaming coming in hot, heavily invested in online and in-person gambling. Would be really good if travel resumes because obviously gambling is a very lucrative industry. So make sure you check them out. They are booming this year because they have partnerships with some casinos to do their online sports books. As sports betting is becoming legalized in more states, you could have a good opportunity on your hands here if you are willing to take the risk and do a long-term hold. Thank you.
I like it. Nice. Yeah, gambling.
Decent strategy. Yeah.
If you like to YOLO your money, maybe YOLO it into some gambling stocks. Might as well.
I'd agree. But you also don't need any money to YOLO into Anchor. Get invested and start your own podcast. Give yourself something to do like we do on these chilly Monday and Thursday nights. So let's hit that ad from Anchor. Boom. There are no new additions to the Bankruptcy Boneyard. As usual, we have not, will not, and are not ever going to eat a Ruby Tuesday. Thank you. All right, Dave, go ahead, get it over with.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna gloat. I won today. By about what 20 points or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
something like that.
So currently it stands at me, Dave, I have 56. Tyler's at the very bottom at 42. Austin has 49, and Kanal has 44. I don't know why I said that out of order, but I did. So I guess I'll go first because Tyler is currently missing in action. I'm
Yeah,
not sure where he went.
Tyler left the studio for some reason, but Dave did win throughout all the wild swings on the Dow today, so Dave can go first.
Yeah, so I'm gonna choose. It's gonna bounce up today or tomorrow, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be 31,150.
31,
150.
150. Not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna say the opposite. I'm gonna say 3777.77.
All right.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, sorry, I had to let Baby Gaucho Kevin back in.
Locked himself out. Classic.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going 30,960.
So close.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going close.
It was kind of cool. It closed on an even number and a perfectly rounded number. There was no decimal today.
It is cool,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, haven't seen
Very
that in a
cool
long
number.
time.
A lot of zeros.
Well, that means Kanal will be picking. What'd you pick, Dave?
31,150.
Yeah, so
he's doing
Kanal will
30
be picking 31,250. So
Maybe.
I think we can reasonably guess that without asking him.
Yeah, probably true.
But we can also reasonably guess that you guys are going to be back for the next episode when it comes out on Friday. So thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com if you want to send us an investing tip we might put on the show. Tyler, would you like to leave us with a cool disclaimer?
Always. Oh, just in 30,670 for Canal. But with that being said, we are not
Violation.
licensed brokers, and everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. Please do your due diligence and invest safely, Big Gauchos, because we're not liable for any lost gains because we don't like lost gains, and we are directly liable for all major gains. And with that being said, please like and subscribe. Thank you for all that you guys are doing. We are growing every day. Let's reach 150 subscribers and then 1 million next. With that being said, Dave, let the viewers know our Instagram.
Yeah, so the Instagram is at Big Gauchos. Come over and check us out. You know, we posted some pretty blooper clips. They're pretty funny, I think. You know, come over, watch them, have a laugh, send it to your friends. It's a good time. And yeah, we appreciate it.
Yes, sir, we definitely do. And make sure after you check us out on Instagram and on YouTube, our favorites, also take us with you on the go on streaming. We are on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, or you can add us to your own RSS feed application anywhere. Make sure, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating 1 to 5 stars and not accept anything less than 4.5 stars. Leave us a review. Tell us who your favorite Big Gaucho is. Make sure to send that time code to a friend and the link to a streaming service. And boys, we got anything else to add before we get out of here?
Nokia to $10 by July.
Buy GameStop puts 3 months out.
Yep. And buy some Nokia calls. Far out, long gains. Good night from Arizona. Who made somebody today. Peace.